Tonight, hundreds of Americans getting off the Diamond Princess in an evacuation involving U.S. teams in protective suits.
I understand you guys want to go back to the U.S., is that right?
Yes,
I just talked to your brother, I think.
Yeah, as long as we'll be safe.
Honestly, you're much safer getting off this ship.
Okay.
I would not stay on this ship if I were you.
Paul and Cheryl Molesky anxious to go.
I have to put my mask on and get going.
Bye.
Leaving their room after nearly 2 weeks of quarantine.
The bus will take you to the airplane. The airplane takes you to the United States, and then you get your passport. All good with that?
Okay. We know you've been through a lot, and we're glad we're getting you home.
Getting a chartered flight back to the U.S.
We're exhausted, but we're on the plane.
to face another 14 days of isolation at a military base. Cheryl Molesky's video showing what she describes as an isolation chamber on board. The cruise ship, a high risk for exposure, with another 70 cases confirmed today, 355 in all, and 2/3 of passengers have yet to be tested. And mounting concern about the Westerdam, the cruise ship rejected by 5 countries before docking in Cambodia. An American woman testing positive, but hundreds of passengers were allowed to leave the ship, sparking fears the virus could spread. Those who decided to not take the charter can't return to the U.S. until March 4th at the earliest, according to a letter from the U.S. Embassy. Also left behind, 46 Americans being treated here, like John Herring, in isolation and cut off.
I think it's just the way it has to be with the virus. I would hate to give this to anybody else.
He wanted his wife to take the flight back to the U.S., where returning passengers will be tested for the virus when they land and begin a new ordeal.
And Janice is with us now. Janice, you said some Americans stayed behind. What do they need to do now to get off that ship?
Well, they need to stay on the ship until Japanese authorities end the quarantine, which should happen on Wednesday. But anyone wanting to leave is going to have to test negative for the virus before they can go. And for Americans, returning home is going to take a little longer.